There's new MicroProfile Fault Tolerance support that allows you to set fault tolerance annotation parameters from the application.properties or YAML file. In this case, you have three different annotations that are fault tolerance annotations: asynchronous, bulkhead, and retry. To demonstrate this feature, let's say we want to set the max retries property in the application.properties file. To do that, we would need the class name, myClient, the method name, service A, the annotation name, retry, and the parameter name, max retries. So from here, I can type in the class name, myClient, and we can already see we have lots of completion options that are provided. So myClient service A, retry, and max retries. So this one has a default value of 90. So once I hit the completion option, we do get the default value right here. Hovering over, as always, brings documentation, and go to definition takes us back to this method. For annotations like asynchronous and bulkhead, works the same way, just myClient. You can see all the completion options with asynchronous, bulkhead, and we also have completion options without the class name or method name. You can see that if we just type in retry, we have completion options for just retry and the parameter name. Same for asynchronous and same for bulkhead. There are new MicroProfile Health warning messages and quick fixes in your Java files. In this case, there is a warning message for this class that says that this class implements health check but is missing the liveness, readiness, or health annotation. There's a quick fix for this. It inserts either the health, liveness, or readiness annotations. So for this example, I'll just insert liveness. Once inserting, we do get the annotation and the necessary import. In this case, we have a class that has the liveness annotation but is missing the implement health check interface. So that's what the warning message tells us, and the quick fix would just have the interface be implemented. We have a new MicroProfile LRA property. This new property is mp.lra.propagationActive. So we can see that we have the completion option, we have hover, and the documentation. There are two new MicroProfile Metrics properties that are now supported. And in Java files, there are now snippets that provide MicroProfile Metrics annotations. To use one of these snippets, just type in the @ symbol, and you can see all the snippets right here. There are now new completion options for MicroProfile OpenAPI properties. And in Java classes, there are also MicroProfile OpenAPI snippets that provides annotations. The new quick fix adds the OpenAPI operation annotation for the methods that return a response. To initiate the quick fix, you would just do right-click, source action, and the quick fix is generate OpenAPI annotations. And as you can see, the operation annotations have been inserted with the necessary import. And as a side note, the quick fix will not appear if you do not have any methods returning the response object. So once I remove those two methods, we can see that the quick fix no longer is here. There is now support for MicroProfile OpenTracing properties. For this first property, it expects an enum value, and we can see that we have enum value completion as well. If the value is not one of the enum value options, we do get an error message. We still have hover working, providing the documentation. For the second OpenTracing property, it expects a regular expression as its value. If the value that we provide is an invalid regex, there will be an error message. In this case, it's an unclosed group. There is now improved support for MicroProfile Rest Client. The first feature I will show is the warning messages and the quick fix. So this first warning message is saying that the corresponding MyService interface does not have the register rest client annotation. To solve this issue, we must go into the MyService interface, and you can use the quick fix to do this quickly. So insert register rest client. This inserts the annotation with the necessary import. So save the file. If we go back, the error messages are gone. This new message is saying that this variable is missing the REST client annotation. So in this case, all you need to do is the quick fix once more, insert REST client. This case is similar to the previous one. It's missing the inject annotation. And this last case is missing both the inject and REST client annotations. This next feature is the code lens feature. We can see that in this interface, the country service interface, we have two methods that have the get annotation. So for these methods, we have this URL code lens. So where this URL comes from right now is the application.properties file. It's set with the country service interface, np-rest URL, and we have that same value right here, restcountries.eu. restcountries.eu. So there's a precedence that works here. So for example, if I uncomment this next line, which is country service np-rest URI, URI has precedence over URL, and URL has precedence over base URI. So because I uncommented the URI property with this new value, nps.uri, go back into the interface, we can see that the code lens is updated with the new value. And if we wanted to, for example, see the value of the base URI, since base URI has the least precedence of the three, I would need to comment out these two properties and save. Once I go back, as expected, the new value is the value of the base URI. So the code lens are also dynamic with the path name over here. I could add, for example, test, and we can see that the code lens updates on the fly, name/test/name.